Hey y'all, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in this week. We made it, part 4 of this series that we've been in. And I hope you're ready to finish this series on a high note because I certainly am. I got 2 clips to show us today, both Madison Pruitt Trout from the same episode of the Stay True podcast. But the first clip is kind of a setup for the second clip, which is really what I want to focus on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the setup clip right after the intro. And then I'm going to come back and then, actually, you know what? Let's do things a little bit different. Let's actually play both of them back to back. And then I'll come back on the back end and discuss and give some final thoughts. Let's do it that way, just to kind of mix things up. So, without further ado, let's jump into this.
When I think about identity, there's this story that honestly comes to mind that I like to tell anytime I get asked about, like, who am I? How do I be confident? How do I know my identity and my worth and my value? And I'm reminded of this story when I was shopping. I went to the mall and I was shopping. I was looking for this like very particular jacket. I had this event coming up where I needed this particular jacket. And so I was on a mission. Like, I was not shopping for fun. I was shopping on a mission. And so I showed up, I parked, I go inside the mall. I'm like running into stores. I'm like looking through really quick and I'm like not finding what I'm looking for. So I head straight to Forever 21. I mean, that store's always got my back. You got lots of options for a good price. And so I go into Forever 21. I'm looking for this jacket. And you know, when you're finding like literally everything except the one thing that you need, like I am finding the cutest skirts, the cutest dresses, shoes, I mean, all the things. And I cannot find this jacket that I'm looking for. And I'm getting so frustrated because I have this other thing that I'm going to. And so I can't like take my time. I'm kind of in a hurry and again on a mission. And so I finally get to the point where I'm like, well, I've been shopping for a little bit and I'm discouraged. I'm frustrated. I haven't found what I'm looking for. So I'm just going to buy some other stuff. So I'm going to try on, these dresses and all the things. And so I'm waiting in line. And it's like this long line of people to go to the dressing room to try on, the clothes that I had found. And so I'm waiting in line. I see, I'm like next in line, but I'd been waiting there in the front of the line for like 5 minutes. I see like a little door opens up and I was like, okay, they didn't tell me I could go, but I see that there's an open door. So I'm going to take my chance. And so I run in, I go into the room, I close the door, whatever. And I kid you not, this is like a Hallmark movie moment, guys. I see the jacket that I had been looking for. I mean, hanging up, it's like the song, ah, wasn't that beautiful? It's like that was playing in the background. Like, I lock eyes with this jacket and I'm like, we were made for each other. I was so excited. I drop all the other clothes. I put the jacket on and I'm like, it fits like a glove. I send my mom a picture and I'm like, how cute? Do you love it? She's like, yes, love it, get it. So I'm so excited. I forgot about the other clothes. I was like, I found what I came here to find. I'm not even going to worry about anything else. I'm just going to buy this jacket. In fact, like they can, scan it off my body. I'm going to walk out with it because I love this jacket. So I'm so excited. I walk out of the dressing room. This girl is like standing right outside the dressing room and she is looking at me so weird, like so just confused. There's like a little bit of judgment and just like not the kindest look on her face. And I'm like, why is she looking at me like this? And I'm kind of getting awkward because I'm like, do I know? Like, have we met before? Did I do something wrong? And then I'm like, you know what? She's probably just jealous of my jacket because it looks really good. You know what I mean? And so I'm kind of looking at her back like a little weird. And then I'm like, maybe I should just ask. And so I say, hey, is everything good? Are you good? Do you need anything? And I've never met this girl before. And so I'm like very confused. But she looks at me and she was like, well, you walked into my dressing room and now you're wearing my jacket and it's not from Forever 21. I just put it, you know, on the little hook because I was trying on other clothes out here, and you are wearing my jacket that's not even from Forever 21, and it doesn't have a tag on it, and it belongs to me. And I am so uncomfortable. Like everything in me wants to be like, um, I'm just going to sprint out right now. One, because I want to keep the jacket. Two, because I'm so embarrassed. But I was like, you know, that's not the godliest thing to do. So I'm going to take the jacket off. I'm going to give it back to her. I'm going to apologize. And so I did. And I explained to her, I was like, I'm so sorry. I definitely got impatient. That's a whole nother lesson. We'll have to have a whole nother podcast video on patience and waiting because your girl does not like to wait. And so I was definitely impatient. I was like, I'm sorry. I thought that, you know, the room was available. I saw a couple, you know, clothes on the floor, but I didn't think much of it. And I saw the jacket hanging up, and I had been looking for this jacket. Like I've been looking everywhere for this jacket, and I was obsessed. I put it on. I was just determined to buy it, but I'm so sorry. You definitely can have your jacket back. And she's laughing. I mean, she's, you know, at this point, she's lightened up. She's like, the weird girl's not wearing my jacket anymore. And so everything's cool now. I gave her jacket back. And she honestly, she told me where the jacket was from. I went and bought it. It was great. It was perfect. It was great. Made a new friend. And that's just one of the many embarrassing stories that I have. And I was having that moment. But then it was like, I got hit with this truth bomb. Like the Lord was like, Maddie, there is a lesson to be learned here. And I was like, what, Lord? Not to steal people's clothes or take people's dressing rooms. Like, I know I've learned my lesson. But I really felt in my heart, and I wrote it down, and I actually wrote about this in a book of mine because it really hit me. And I hope that this is encouraging to you. But I felt in my heart, many of us are trying to wear other people's jackets. Many of us are trying to fit into someone else's identity. And because we're doing that, we don't even know who we are. We're walking around wearing these jackets that don't belong to us, and we're trying to change, we're trying to conform, we're trying to fit into the mold because we think that's what's going to make us, you know, be liked, or that's what's going to give us the acceptance or the belonging that we're looking for. You know, maybe that guy will like us back, or maybe, you know, it'll help me be more popular, or it's just what everybody else is doing. And so we're wearing these jackets that don't belong to us. We're putting on these jackets, other people's identities, other, you know, people's what we want them to see in us, and it's not who we really are. And you know, when you wear like someone else's clothes and it like doesn't smell like you, it doesn't look like you feel a little uncomfortable, you're on edge because you're like, I can't just be totally free. I'm wearing someone else's clothes. Like if I spill ketchup, that's gonna, you know, be a poor reflection of me. And so you're just a little more careful, you're a little more on edge. And that's how so many of us are living our life. Like we're not even fully being ourselves because we're trying so hard to be someone else. We're wearing someone else's jacket. We're wearing someone else's identity. And maybe for some of you, you're like, no, that's not my story. Sorry, I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to be someone else. But maybe for some of you, you would say other people are putting jackets on you. Other people are putting labels on you. Other people are putting expectations on you. And they're like, this is who you're supposed to be. Maybe it's your parents. Maybe it's your friends. Maybe it's your teachers. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's your coworkers, your boss. Like, this is who you're supposed to be. Social media, movies, music. We feel these pressures of like, this is how I should look. This is how I should act. This is how I should be, because this is what culture is telling me, you know, is beautiful. This is what culture is telling me is cool. This is what culture is telling me is love and relationships and loving myself and being proud of myself. And so because of that, we're wearing all of these false identities. We're carrying around all of these labels. And yet we're asking ourselves, like, who am I? I don't even know who I am anymore. And we're looking ourselves in the mirror with all of these jackets that don't belong to us. And we're so confused on who we truly are. We're so anxious. We're so depressed. We're so confused. And we're trying to change everything that we can because we hate ourselves so much, because we're so confused on who we really are, when all along, all we had to do and all we have to do, if that's where you are right now, is turn to God's word. Or pray the simple prayer that I did my freshman year of college when I hit my knees and hit a point where I was like,
You know, sometimes it just happens like that, where you got to be put in a position or a situation where you're kind of embarrassed, or something happens where it just really gets ingrained in your mind. You make a mistake and you remember it, really remember it, so that you don't repeat it. Because sometimes we do things, we forget that we do them, and then we end up repeating them. And we need to be embarrassed to a certain extent so that it kind of gets ingrained in our mind and we don't forget it, so we don't repeat it. In Maddie's situation, that dressing room fiasco where she hops into somebody else's dressing room and tries on somebody else's jacket, I'm pretty sure she's not going to really repeat that. That's going to be ingrained in her mind because of the feeling that she got, the embarrassment. So the more important thing that I want to focus on is the second clip, where she kind of talks about what God kind of revealed to her and the lesson that had to be learned. And that's how trying on other people's jackets is what a lot of people, us as human beings, tend to do. We try on other people's jackets. And these jackets are identities. We follow people on social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We like them so much we start dressing like them. We start copying their mannerisms, like what she was talking about in there. And so we're not truly ourselves. And then she said for those that don't really resonate with that, what about if people are putting jackets on you? They're putting identities on you. This is important. We have to look in our lives, maybe take an inventory and see, are we putting on other people's jackets? Are we wearing other people's identities? Are you not comfortable with who you are, who God says you are? It reminds me of a song by Casting Crowns called Who Am I? It's an older song, but it's so, I think, pertinent for this conversation. So I'm going to link that up in the corner and you can go listen to it on your own. But listen to the words. Listen to the words of that song. Who am I? Who am I? You are a child of God. That is your identity. That is your jacket. A jacket tailored to you. So don't try to put on somebody else's jacket. It's not yours. It doesn't belong to you. It's their jacket. It was given to them. Now, sometimes we might have a jacket that looks similar to somebody else's, but it's still tailored to you. It fits you. It's all unique. Everyone's identity is unique. We are all individuals and we all have our own unique gifts. So don't try to copy somebody else's. The name of her podcast, right? Stay true. Stay true to who God says that you are. Rest in that. Wear that jacket. And be proud of it. Embrace it. I thank you so much for kind of following along, especially in this video series. Please comment below and let me know if any of these videos throughout these weeks were helpful to you at all. If any of these nuggets was beneficial for you. And if you think of maybe somebody that could benefit from this, send these videos to them. But thank you so much for tuning in each and every week. Please stay safe out there. And until next week, God bless.